know this. This is the reality. Okay, so in Islam we don't deal in usury either.
No, yeah.
But across the board, we don't. It's not ethno. Yeah. Beautiful thing about Islam, it unites everybody. It unites classes. It unites sexes. It unites nationalities, and even religions. Because your Jewish ancestors, even though you're not a practicing, your Jewish ancestors only survived because of the Muslims in Andalusia. Because the Christians were wiping you out, and who protected you for 800 years? The Muslims.
Okay, I'm not talking about history. Obviously,
no, I am.
There were good parts and there were bad parts.
No, I am. No, I'm telling you about history. For 800 years, the Jews would have been wiped out if it were not for the Muslim protection.
And there were bad parts where they got a lot.
Well,
I mean, I'm sure you're aware. I mean, I've heard.
See, these guys know. You guys know, don't you? You know that if it wasn't for Islam, you guys would have been wiped out in Europe.
We are grateful for the many good parts that when Muslims gave us a safe haven. At the same time, we can't forget the other parts.
But let's just say safe haven. We're talking 800 years.
800 years in context. Let's keep it in context.
Yeah, Andalusia.
In context. That means that we had great.
In which country?
Spain.
In which country?
Spain.
Well, it wasn't a country, was it? What was it? It was the Islamic State.
Yeah, it was an Islamic State.
So within the Islamic State.
But let's not forget that the same period you had many Islamic countries, not Islamic State, many.
But we're talking
like Morocco.
Well, you want to talk?
Let's go into detail. Let's focus on the good part. The good part.
No. What I'm explaining to him that his ancestors, they were protected and survived the Christian onslaught in Europe for 800 years. The golden age of Jewry was at that time, is where your civilization flourished. And when it came for the time when the Queen Isabella and Ferdinand returned, and they pushed the Muslims out of Spain, what did you guys do?
Yes.
No, what did you do? Tell everyone what you said.
We had no option but to leave.
No, what did you do?
Went to Muslim countries.
No, you asked the Muslims, can we come with you? Because the Muslims retreated back to Morocco and give the jizya back, said we can't protect you no more, and come with us. And invited them to come to Morocco, and that's where they got sanctuary from what was going on.
The simple fact is this: on the link history, we had great times on the Muslim rule.
Islamic State is the key words we're using here, not Muslim country. Islamic State. Under the state, 800 years of. No, I know, but we like to establish the ground.
But yes, history is dotted, sadly.
People are people.
The Muslims suffered as well.
People are people. Muslims are suffering today in Israel.
I'm talking about Muslims on the Muslim countries as well.
No, but I'm talking about Muslims in Israel. They're suffering under the Jews.
Going into politics, let's leave that.
They're suffering the least that they suffer in any other Muslim country.
Say it again, sorry?
They're suffering the least that they
Tell that to people in Gaza.
What?
Tell that to the people of Gaza.
Compare them to how Muslims are suffering in different.
Okay, compare that to the Muslims in Morocco.
I'm just telling you highlighted Israel.
What you just said is that the Muslims are suffering less in Gaza than anywhere else in the world.
Anywhere else.
Where?
Just said you picked up Israel as an example where Muslims are suffering, whilst there are many, many more Muslims suffering in Islamic countries.
Than Gaza.
I don't know, more or less, but there's millions of Muslims.
The world's biggest prison, Gaza. It is a prison. Oh, sorry. It's not a prison. Can they leave the country?
Well, there's a reason.
Can they leave the country?
Okay.
Can they leave the country? Can I fly to Gaza? No, I understand that. Can I fly to Gaza?
You were looking for an example where Muslims are suffering.
No.
And for some reason, from the entire Middle East, where in most Middle Eastern countries, Muslims are suffering from Muslims, you picked up where a small minority are suffering from Jews.
Yes.
Quite a strange.
I do not believe Gaza is a small minority.
It is.
I believe it's men, women and children in an open-air prison.
The Middle East.
But and let's focus as well. The prison by who? One side Israel, one side. One side Israel, one side.
It's Egypt.
Yeah, Egypt. And who's telling Egypt what to do?
Oh, they listen to me.
Why is Egypt not telling Israel what to do?
Well, who controls that area?
What do you mean? Israel can't tell Egypt what to do.
Oh, Israel can't tell Egypt what to do.
It's in their benefit to keep the border shut there.
Why?
It's in their benefit because they don't want the people from Gaza to come into Egypt.
Oh, okay. Can I fly to Gaza?
I don't know.
No.
What do you mean? You can get into Gaza if you get a pyramid, yes.
There's a proper.
No, can I fly into Gaza? Gaza airport? No. Right. Can I go by boat into Gaza?
Can you fly into Kabul? Can you fly into Kabul?
Now?
Yes.
Well, come on, we know what's going on in Kabul at the moment, isn't it?
So is Kabul a prison? So is Afghanistan a prison now?
Why would it be a prison now?
Because a place where you can't fly in is
Why can't I fly in there now?
I'm asking you.
No, why can't I fly in there now?
I'm asking you. Can you fly into Kabul?
No, why can't I?
So tell me why.
All right, no, I can't. Why can't I? Oh, okay, why can't I? If you shut up long enough, I'll tell you.
Okay, you don't have to use foul language.
Well, I know. I didn't use foul language.
Okay.
Okay, so I can't fly into Kabul right now because protecting the airport is US soldiers and outside of Kabul are Taliban. Okay, now everyone's leaving at the moment. The US Army is facilitating people leaving. Okay, there will come a time when I can fly to Kabul, when the US have finally left and the Taliban have complete control. Then you can fly to Kabul, yes. When can I fly to Gaza?
What?
When can I fly to Gaza?
When they'll start behaving.
When they start behaving?
When Israel gave back Gaza, I'm actually, personally, I'm not a supporter of Israel, but when Israel gave back Gaza to the Palestinian people, it wasn't a prison. They turned it into a prison after
No.
springboard to attack Israel.
No, not at all.
It's not ancient history, it's modern history from the last 20 years.
Listen, you're acting like it's equal on each side. It's an occupied force.
I just told you something.
Absolutely. Listen. What happened in Nazi Germany is happening in Gaza.
I disagree
No
with that. I
difference.
disagree with that comparison.
Complete difference.
That means
Completely the
That
same.
means that just tells us one thing.
What's that?
You might know what's going on in Gaza.
I don't
but
know.
No idea what Nazi Germany was all about.
Why?
Shame on you.
If you can make this comparison.
Why not?
That's why.
Why not?
If you make this comparison, you've told all the people standing
Yes.
here that you don't have an inkling about history or stuff that happened not 500 years ago, but 67 years ago.
Yes.
That's it, simple.
I think it's the same.
What?
I don't see the difference.
Okay.
I see the treatment.
A very warped mindset.
Why?
That's my personal opinion.
Okay, who
Because
cares?
if you see a genocide of 6 million people
Okay.
for what they
The
believe,
mindset, mate. Mindset, mate.
Finish when you're going to
Go
talk
on.
about Germany and
Yeah,
Nazi Germany
yeah, go on.
and the Holocaust.
Yeah.
I have the right to talk without being
Why?
interrupted.
Why do you have the right to talk without being interrupted?
You know what? Interrupt and enjoy the conversation. Shame on you.
Yeah.
Alternative history.
Yeah. Gaza's not a prison. Yeah. Cheers, lads.
In what way? In what way is
I'm asking you one thing. Was Gaza a prison when Israel returned it? Just answer me that question. Yes.
Israel returned what? It didn't belong to them.
You didn't answer the question.
Okay, Israel are occupying land illegally. Why the international community is ignoring it, I don't know.
The subject about prison. So
Yeah.
Was a prison
Okay, what's a prison?
a place where you can't fly in with an airplane?
No, a prison is where you cannot leave and return at your own free will. Right, there you go.
So I'm asking
Job
you
done.
one thing. Was it
Job done.
Was the status in Gaza the same?
I thought you guys were going.
Was the status? I know you would like us to go now. It makes sense. All right, have a good one.
In what way was what's happening? You said why they got angry? In what way?
Why? Because I liken the way that the Israelis are treating the Palestinians is the way that they were treated in Nazi Germany. The same
way?
in the way that they. What do you mean? What examples? But how were they treated in Nazi Germany?
In the end, they were killed. But
No. How did it start? It didn't start that way, did
Yeah,
it?
it started-
Started Hermann Göring, big noses, cartoons. Yeah, dehumanized.
Yeah.
That's what happens. So what happens? Once you dehumanize a people, yeah, you can do what you like to them. Why do you think when Israel were attacking Gaza, there was Israeli citizens all having parties watching the place burn? Burn, Gaza, burn. Was it not?
I mean,
No?
there was that as much as that as there is of anything.
There wasn't. There wasn't settees brought them to the mountain so they could see the blaze. Really?
Maybe there was. I don't
You don't see them celebrating when Masjid al-Aqsa was on fire?
But actually they weren't celebrating that because
I know. They were celebrating something else which got caught up in that. I know that.
yeah.
I don't mean they would do that whole celebration was because Masjid al-Aqsa was on fire. They were celebrating some other particular day that was going on, and Masjid al-Aqsa happened to be on fire, and they joined in that. I know. What's it? What's the point? I don't think.
Again, the question
Is Gaza a prison or not?
Gaza is an open-air prison. Yeah.
Is it an open-air prison? We agree.
I don't.
So
disagree with
what are
that.
you here to argue against?
I'm here to argue against basically what you said about the Nazis, how they treated the Jews, or Germany how it treated the Jews.
Yeah. So if you look at Hermann Göring, what he did, the cartoons, the propaganda. All the pictures of cartoons with big noses and all this kind of stuff, creating this idea that these people will less than you. Then you had them saying that they're threatened us economically after the First World War and all of this stuff and the Great Depression, and these are the people responsible. The Jews didn't help themselves by declaring economic war on Germany. They didn't help themselves in that aspect. But what's happened there is happening to the Muslims today. Yeah?
Where? Which Muslims?
All Muslims in France. Muslims in France, right, where women are told to strip on the beaches. Yeah. Muslims in France where young girls can't choose to wear a scarf yet they can have sex with a 15-year-old when they're 15. Yeah. This is what I'm saying to you. And I hear all these people going, oh, the Taliban, oh, the Taliban, oh, the women's rights, the women's rights. Where's the rights of the women of France?
I agree with that.
Where's the compassion? Where's the call out? Where's all these feminists?
I agree with that.
Not even seen, mate. So the point here is this is double standards. And when double standards occur, this is what happens. You dehumanize the people that you can do what you like with them.
Yeah. No, I think the reason why they're so upset, they probably had maybe ancestors who were killed in the Holocaust.
Okay, am I saying the Holocaust was a good thing? Am I glorifying it?
You're comparing to what's happening in Gaza. Although what's happening in Gaza is terrible, it's not. There's a lot of things like oppression, a lot of words, but one thing it isn't, and I disagree with the claim that a lot of people make, is genocide, which is...
Oh, it's not genocide?
No.
Why not?
Because a genocide is when you systematically kill a population.
Right. So when you go in with tanks and airplanes and say, who are you killing?
It hasn't gone in with tanks, actually.
They haven't gone in with tanks?
Not for a long time.
Oh no, so they're going with F-16s instead?
No.
No? What are they going with?
It's mainly with airstrikes, actually.